At Nebraska, we're planting a tree. We're sinking roots in the ground and growing strong branches. It's our investment in the future.
It's my great pleasure to welcome you today as we celebrate a milestone in the life of Nebraska Innovation Campus. You ready? Go.
Nebraska Innovation Campus transforms ideas into global innovation. A state-of-the-art greenhouse provides a unique environment where research leads to food for the future.
So we can do a lot more very, very quickly and more precisely than we could without such a system.
Research labs, pilot plants, and classrooms at the Food Innovation Center provide fertile ground for research solutions. It's a place to address food safety challenges and work with business to bring new products to the table.
Working with the product developers, with the faculty that is doing applied research, it attracts companies.
Private businesses and startups enjoy close proximity to faculty and students at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Those partnerships and a vision of the future set the stage for success.
We believe the entire state of Nebraska will benefit from Nebraska Innovation Campus. We hope it will build economic growth for the state, but will also assist our students and faculty and improve our research profiles.
In a dangerous world, UNL research looks for ways to keep our country safe. Projects range from protecting essential facilities from nuclear attack to understanding the political reasons behind international conflict. Research crosses disciplines, including virology, political science, engineering, and space law. As UNL's Associate Vice Chancellor for Research, Bill Charlton works with faculty and sponsors on defense-related projects. Charlton is also Research Director for the National Strategic Research Institute, a University of Nebraska partnership with the U.S. Strategic Command and the Department of Defense.
Our job is to try and keep really, really bad things from happening. So chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear weapon attacks within or outside the United States. So the University of Nebraska-Lincoln bringing to bear its research capabilities can help keep those events from ever occurring and help protect our society and make it a more peaceful world for us to live in.
Nebraska research harnesses the power of the sun with new solar cell materials and fabrication methods. With funding from the U.S. Department of Energy and the National Science Foundation, UNL engineer Jinsang Huang creates more efficient and less expensive solar cells.
We want to try to find an alternative energy source to replace existing energies to basically keep a sustainable future for this world.
Turning sorghum into biofuel is the goal for Daniel Schachtman. He leads a team of researchers from 9 institutions funded by the U.S. Department of Energy.
These plants will create new opportunities for producing fuel through this bioeconomy, and it'll also have a new niche for what Nebraska farmers can produce.
Climate change is expected to impact agriculture and land use, and that in turn affects groundwater. A team of researchers from engineering, economics, and community and regional planning studies how the agricultural system will respond to climate change.
So we might see intensification of agriculture, and we want to look at how that shift in land use might affect groundwater.
Interdisciplinary work raises questions that foster creativity and looking at things in new ways.
Computer and electronic technology becomes smaller, faster, more powerful. Nebraska is a leader in the nanomaterials research needed to make improvements.
Material science and nanoscience has a long history of excellence at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
For the third time, Nebraska's Materials Research Science and Engineering Center earns a grant from the National Science Foundation to continue its work.
It's extremely prestigious for University of Nebraska to be on that map.
At the CERN laboratory in Switzerland, the world's largest atom smasher helps explain the mysteries of the universe. Part of the experiment is under construction at Nebraska.
It's pretty cutting-edge stuff and very exciting.
Aaron Dominguez leads a team of scientists from 9 U.S. universities in improving a detector that takes a picture of the particle collisions in the Large Hadron Collider. The new device is more sensitive and takes 40 million images a second.
You're able to reconstruct a little track of where the particles went and figure out exactly what was the kernel, what was happening deep inside of this particle collision.
UNL is now home to a regional research data center funded by the National Science Foundation and the Census Bureau. Restricted federal data made available through the center advances faculty research.
It's a wonderful opportunity for our researchers. It's a veritable data gold mine.
Our country benefits from social and behavioral research in areas that include children and families, education, and the economy. A new consortium elevates UNL's research capacity by building a strong research and referral network, identifying and coordinating funding opportunities, mentoring new faculty, and facilitating collaboration.
What we're going to be doing is strengthening all of the operations around campus with this consortium, bringing people together, and frankly, just growing the research base, being successful in a very competitive environment.
A Department of Defense-funded project aims to ensure quality childcare for military families who don't live on a military installation.
We partner with the early childhood entities within that state, and we provide training and technical assistance.
From cancer to Alzheimer's, nearly all human disease originates from molecular interactions occurring throughout the body. With a grant from the National Institutes of Health, UNL expands its efforts to combat and treat diseases by preparing more doctoral students.
The goal of it is to connect grad students across the disciplines and to build your tool set, your skill sets, to strengthen your research.
It's nationally peer-reviewed. It's very prestigious to have these awarded. There are not that many of them in the country, so it's a really huge deal for UNL to have such a strong cohort of faculty and students that we've merited this award from our peers.
Excavation records of an ancient Pueblo civilization will soon be part of a digital archive with funding from the National Endowment for the Humanities.
You can search by site and look at all of the images.
UNL anthropologist Carrie Heitman leads the effort to digitize photos, field notes, and other records from the Salmon Pueblo excavation in New Mexico. The digital study of the Chaco culture provides access to scholars around the world.
We've created access, but now we've brought the information together in a relational database format that allows us to make sense of that information.
More than a third of Americans are obese, a condition associated with heart disease and diabetes. Obesity prevention is the goal of a new UNL center. An $11.3 million grant from the National Institutes of Health established this Center for Biomedical Research Excellence.
But we hope to make very succinct and very important contributions to approaches, dietary approaches for combating obesity.
Research into rates and transmission patterns of HIV and hepatitis C in Puerto Rico may have an impact in Nebraska. Sociologist Kirk Dombrowski studies social networks to explore how disease spreads.
We really feel like we can make a difference in the rates of infection in rural areas. That's a great job when you feel like you can make an important difference in ordinary lives.
Through research and collaboration, we are committed to making the world a better place.
One of the things I'm the most pleased about in the last decade is the continued growth and momentum of our research enterprise.
At Nebraska, we're investing in the future.